Hey guys, let's start. First of all, two questions. Can you see my screen, a slideshow, and can you hear me properly? Just in a chat or in a short answer question panel, write yes or no. If you can see my screen, the black one with a structured webinar, yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Lindal. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Zaid. Okay, let's start. It's a structured webinar. So what we'll do, we'll talk about common mistakes in assessment 30060 and 30061. These are two important assessments of study period one. These assessments are called learning program portfolio assessments. We'll talk about few common mistakes which I've figured out, which have which which I've written based on assessing many assessments of study period one students. So let's start. Uh, Housekeeping. First of all, you all are muted by default, but if you want to talk, if you want to ask me a question, there's a sign of hands up near your go-to panel. You can press it. I'll switch you to unmuted, and then you can ask me a question and I will answer it. We will have question and answer session at the end of this webinar. So write your questions in a short answer question section or write it somewhere at the end. I will ask you, do you have any question? You can ask me and I'll answer you. And you can ask me any question related to study period one assessments, whether we covered that question in the webinar or not. So the purpose of this assessment is to avoid withheld grade. So what you are doing, you are studying and you are studying assessment, and based on your study, you are preparing your assessment and submitting us. And then we are assessing it and we are saying, no, these things are missing, or these things are not up to standard. And we are giving you withheld grade with the feedback. Withheld grade means this assessment is not up to standard at this stage. You need to update it, you need to send us back. So the purpose of this presentation is to highlight common mistakes that students make in the study period one final assessment portfolios. There are two assessments. Both assessments are same. There's no difference between both assessments. So what we are saying, try to complete and submit first assessment, 30060, submit it, get a pass mark, distinction, and then work on your second assessment. Do not work on both assessment at the same time, because eventually you will submit and will give you feedback and you have to update both assessment. The good approach is work on one, submit it, get a feedback, update it, get a pass mark, and then work on the second assessment. So this should give you a guidance on what to do to avoid withheld grades. Now, there are different tasks in assessment one. Task one is really important, and that's the most common mistake which students make while submitting their assessment. They forget to address this task, and it's really difficult for us to mark assessment in that case. So students are not submitting task one, and we are marking it incomplete. But this task is really easy and simple. It's a research-based task. You do not need to develop anything for this task. What this task is, it's asking you about RTO policies and procedure. So if you are working for any RTO, you just need to find, gather, research the policies and procedures of that RTO. Let's say you are not working for any RTO. Consider Open College as your RTO. And we have a link here, this one. The policies and procedures of open colleges can be found at this link. So you go to this link, find the policies and procedures of open colleges, find the relevant policies and procedures, and just list those policies and procedures with their hyperlinks in your assessment, and that's it. So that's what we are saying. You just need to find your RTO policies and procedures. What can be done is to submit the policy in PDF format or include the policies hyperlink. So if you are working for a RTO, but their policies and procedures are not online, send us the PDF copies of those policies and procedures. You do not have PDF files, take a screenshot, put it in your assessment. Policies and procedures are online, that's fine. Give us the hyperlink, and that's it. And if you are not working for any RTO, I would suggest to use Open College as your RTO. And the policies and procedures of Open Colleges, you can access using this link. That's simple. You do not need to develop or prepare policies and procedures. You just need to find and you need to write those policies and procedures in your assessment for task one. Then, second part of task one is research. We are asking you, again, students are forgetting about this task. We are asking you to research about your client. So whoever your client is, they must have a website. So you go to their website, take a screenshot, put it in your assessment. That's it. You go to training.gov.au to find the qualification related to client needs, take a screenshot, put it in your assessment, and that's it. You need to submit any research you might have done on the client's company, the industry, training packages, resources that could be used. What can be done is to submit, print screen of website you may have visited, or include the website hyperlinks. So that's another option. Instead of doing, instead of taking screenshots, just add the links. We want proof. We want evidence that you've done this research. You've gone to that website, you've checked out this website, and now you are writing it in your assessment. So task one, very important. Students are missing it. They are forgetting about it. But task one is simple. You need to copy and paste hyperlinks of RTO's policies and procedure, and you need to write hyperlinks, or you need to put screenshots of research you've done for your client and for training packages. Now, there is Appendix A in your assessment. And in Appendix A, there's a very important section called stakeholders. We are asking you to list stakeholders. Who are stakeholders? Any person that would be involved in planning, implementation, or evaluation of your learning program. When we are saying any person, we are talking about your client and we are talking about your organization, your RTO. We are talking about yourself. So what students are doing, they are forgetting about their RTO as their stakeholders. So they are just writing their client stakeholders only. And we are saying now, those are not only your RTO stakeholders. Your client, the manager of your client, employees of your client, your RTO, your compliance manager, your training manager, your other fellow assessors, they all are your stakeholders. So we suggest try to write at least 5 to 6 stakeholders there who can be involved in this learning program. And if you want to learn more about stakeholders, go to page number 69 of a student workbook 30060A. You will get detail of different kinds of stakeholders. There are heaps of stakeholder groups, and writing one stakeholder is not enough. Try to write at least 4 to 5 stakeholders, including yourself, your RTO, and client and their manager, client's manager and client's employees. They all are stakeholders. So students are usually forgetting about their RTO and they are writing only client and client's employees as their stakeholders, and we are marking it no, it's not up to standard, it's withheld, update it. That's another common mistake. Now, next common mistake is related to Appendix B. In Appendix B, we are asking you to write training package, we are asking you to write qualification, and we are asking you to write unit of competency. Now, we have all this information in student workbook, but sometimes students are not paying attention and they are not reading the workbook and they are jumping to assessment directly, and they get confused about these terms. So what these terms are: training package is combination of nationally endorsed standards and qualification related to one industry. In Australia, In vet sector, there are about 76 training packages. Each training package is related to one particular industry. Let's say we have training package for hairdressing industry. We have training package for financial services. We have training package for business services. We have training package for counseling. We have training package for children's services. We have training package for health industry. So what this training package is, in simple word, is bundle of books. Bundle of books related to one particular industry. And what it has different competencies and it has different qualifications. Now, let's talk about qualification. What qualification is? Qualification is combination of few unit of competency from a training package at a particular AQF level. For example, certificate 1, certificate 2, certificate 3, or diploma or advanced diploma. So I'll give you example of accounting sector. In accounting sector, usually we have assistant accountants. Then we have assistant manager accounts, then we have accounts manager, then we have general manager accounts, then we have CFO. To work in particular designation, you need a set of particular skills, set of particular competencies. So what qualifications are? Qualifications are combining related, relevant set of skills related to one particular level. So in AQF level, we have certificate 1, certificate 2, certificate 3, certificate 4, diploma, and advanced diploma. At certificate 1, they've combined few competencies which are related to first level, AQF level 1, and they called it certificate 1 in accounting. By the way, we do not have certificate 1 in accounting. They start from certificate 4, but it's just an example. Then we have competencies related to AQF level 2, and they are calling it certificate 2 in accounting. Then we have competencies related to certificate 4, and they are calling it certificate 4 in accounting, and so on. So qualification is combination of few competencies related to each other, and those are relevant to a particular specific AQF level. So training package is combination of all unit of competencies related to one industry. Qualification is combination of few unit of competencies related to one AQF level. Then what unit of competency is? Unit of competency is one workplace task. It's one workplace activity. For example, make a presentation is one workplace task. Create a document using Microsoft Word. We do have unit of competency. How to switch on your computer is a unit of competency for certificate 1 in computer operations. So these are unit of competencies. How to find qualification from training.gov.au. It's a unit of competency. And this unit of competency is part of this course, Certificate for Training and Assessment. So unit of competency is one particular workplace task. Qualification is combination of few unit of competencies related to one AQF level. And training package is combination of all unit of competencies, all qualification related to one industry. Now, if the concept is clear, we can go to this section, which is part of Appendix B. And in Appendix B, we are asking you qualification required if applicable. You just need to write yes and no. You do not need to write not applicable. If it's yes, yes. If no, it's no. But in this area, what is the training package you will be working on with code and title? You need to write the code and title of your training package, which you have selected for your customer, for your client. Of course, you are not going to teach, you are not going to train him for complete training package, but you would get one qualification or one unit of competency from that training package. But we want the name and code of that training package here. Then we have this information, summary of licensing requirements and prerequisites where relevant. So what you need to do, you need to go to, of course, you need to find relevant training package. when you go to training package, you would find different qualifications. You would select one qualification. When you select one qualification, you click on that qualification, you would find information related to different things. In each qualification, they have different sections. Out of those sections, there is one section related to licensing requirement and prerequisites. Go there, find it, whatever you have there, just copy and paste. If it's saying not applicable, copy and paste not applicable. If it's saying licensing requirements are this, copy and paste the requirements. If it's saying prerequisite is Cert 4 training and assessment, okay, copy and paste that information. Do not make this information by yourself. Try to find the qualification and copy and paste whatever information we have in qualification guide and put it there. Just copy and paste. Then next box is which qualification best suits your client's need. What we are saying, after writing training package and finalizing the qualification, write the code of qualification and title of qualification here. This is an example. BSB 41314 Certificate 4 in Marketing. That's another example. BSB 30015 Certificate 3 in Business. But we are saying we are giving statement of attainment. What statement of attainment is, we are not going to teach this qualification completely. We are going to teach one unit of competency from this qualification, and student would get statement of attainment. Then there is another thing you would find in a training package, which is called skill set. Skill set is a combination of few unit of competencies. That's an example of skill set, BSB SS 00054 small business marketing skill set. So if you are going to teach skill set, write skill set here. Okay? So write the code and title of qualification or skill set. If you are only using one or some units, type statement of attainment directly afterwards. So I hope you got the concept. We are asking you to write qualification, then write the unit and codes if you are teaching only one unit or two unit or few units, if you are not teaching complete qualification. But there must be a qualification or skill set in this part. So qualification required, yes and no, training package, summary of licensing, copy and pasted, and qualification, code and title. Now there is another very important aspect of Appendix B, learning principle. This part is asking you to select appropriate learning theories, learning styles, and learning principles based on the need of topic, candidates, and assessment. I would say there are different learning theories, learning styles, and principles. Behaviorism is one learning theory. Cognitivism is another one. Chunking is another one. There are many other learning styles. There are many other learning principles. I would suggest you to read page number 57, 58, and 59 of 30060A student workbook. And you do not need to write paragraphs here. It's just bulleted points think. Just write, okay, for this learning program, we would use chunking. We would use cognitivism. We would use these learning styles. We would use these other learning principles, and that's it. We are not asking you to write heaps of stuff here. Just write what sort of learning theories you think are related to your candidates. What sort of learning styles and principles are related to your learning program. Appendix B, again, this portion is called training specification. There's a section there, training specification relevant to development of the learning program. I would say copy and paste packaging rules of the qualification accredited course, or write the code and title of unit if you are teaching one unit, if it's a statement of attainment. This training specification is related to packaging rules. If you go to your qualification, you would see a section called packaging rules. And in that section, there would be total number of units which you need to teach to award this qualification. There would be core units, there would be elective units. Just copy and paste that area, not all section, just total number of units, core units, elective units, and any rule related to selection of elective units, and that's it. Do not copy and paste the unit codes and title if it's a qualification. If it's a statement of attainment, then you need to write, okay, there is only one unit and the code and title of unit is this one. But if it's a qualification, copy and paste packaging rule section, and it will tell you total number of unit, core unit, and elective units. Now, let's move to Appendix C. Appendix C is talking about unpacking a unit. In unpacking a unit, you need to select one unit of competency out of your qualification and you need to unpack it. And if you are teaching, if your learning program is based on only one unit of competency, then of course you will unpack that unit of competency. But the problem is we have two formats or structures of units nowadays. I would call them old training package structure and streamlined training package structure. And here is a table to tell you the difference between these two training package structures. Our template, which is Appendix C, is based on old training package structure. But if your unit is from new streamlined training package structure, you just need to change the headings of section, and that's it. Information would be same, and I'm going to brief you which part of old training package structure is related to new streamlined training package structure. In old training package structure, we have application of unit and a descriptor as two different sections. But in a streamlined training package structure, we have only application. So if your unit is old, is from old training package structure, write application of unit separately and write descriptor separately. But if your unit is new, write application only. Leave the other one blank, write not applicable. We have elements in the old one and we have elements in the new one, so there is no issue in it. Then we have performance criteria in the old one and we have performance criteria in the new one. Again, no issue in it. Then we have critical aspects in evidence guide of old training package structure, whereas we do not have evidence guide or critical aspect in a new streamlined training package structure. Instead of evidence guide, instead of critical aspect of evidence, we have performance evidence and we have assessment conditions. So what you need to do in this part, instead of critical aspect of evidence, you need to copy and paste performance evidence and assessment conditions, and that's it. Then we have required skills in an old one, but we do not have required skills in a new one. We have foundation skills. Copy and paste foundation skills. And in the foundation skills, we have a table there and it has 4 columns. Do not copy and paste complete table. Just copy and paste the last column of that table, which is description. So copy and paste description of foundation skills and put it in unpacking a unit appendix. Then we have required knowledge in the old training package structure, but in the new one we have knowledge evidence. Copy and paste. We have range statement in an old one, but we are lucky we do not have range statement in a new one. So you do not need to write anything there. Just leave it blank. There is another thing. I assessed an assessment recently and I found someone, that the student, I know the name, but I'm not going to tell you. She copied qualification, information of qualification in unpacking a unit of competency. Unpacking a unit of competency is clearly telling you you need to unpack unit of competency and sections of unit of competency, not qualification guide. Okay, so be careful. Select unit of competency and see what sort of information you have. If it's an old training package structure, you have these details, and if it's a new training package structure, you have these details. You just need to change the headings of section and you'll be fine. Let's talk about Appendix D. Appendix D is related to learning program. Uh, in an Appendix D learning program, there are different sections. First section we are going to talk about is duration. And here is an example. Duration is talking about specific time periods in weeks, in months. For example, this course is to be delivered over 12 months, that is January to December. That's it. You need to write a line based on this one. This course is to be delivered over 3 months, January to March. This course is to be delivered over 3 weeks. This course is to be delivered over 2 days. That's it. That's duration. It's simple. Then we have organization. Sometimes people write the name of RTO in organization. It's actually not that organization. It's the organization of your training sessions and assessment. So here is the example. In my example, I'm saying we would have 3 one-day training sessions, and then we would have 1 half-day assessment session. You need to plan it. You need to write, you can write, okay, 8 one-day training sessions per week, 1 half-day assessment session each month or something. So it's the organization of your training sessions, not the name of RTO or name of any other organization. In Appendix D, we have schedule, and students often missed it. And schedule is how is the training scheduled. It's literally the schedule of all your training sessions. For example, training session 1 would be on 28th of January. Training session 2 would be on 28th of Feb. Training session 3 would be on 28th of March. And assessment session would be on 28th of April. If you have 10 sessions, you need to come up with 10 dates. If you have 2 sessions, you need to come up with 2 dates. If you have 15, if you have 25, you need to come up with 25 dates for this session, for this section, which is schedule. Then in Appendix D, there is a section called assessment validation process. First of all, you will learn about validation in more detail within study period 3. But we are asking you to write something about assessment validation in study period 1. So for the purpose of this assessment, you just need to copy and paste the RTO validation process into template. And that's an example. Copy and paste this information in your learning program, which is Appendix D. This is an example in the study period 1 news forum that can be used. Michelle has uploaded an excellent example of learning program in study period 1 news forum. You can go there. That would be the first one. First news if you go to news forum, that would be the first post. Click on it. Download the PDF, and you would find it's a 6-page learning program. It's a perfect example of learning program. So you just need to copy and paste this information. Do not overthink on this. Copy and paste this part. We are telling you copy and paste. Don't worry about that. You will learn about assessment validation in study period 3. Appendix D is also asking you to write a risk assessment. You should consider anything that can potentially go wrong in the implementation stage of your learning program. And the risk could include WHS risk, compliance risk, financial risk, strategic risks, operational risk, political risks, and reputational risks. Here are examples of those risks. In Appendix D risk assessment section, we are asking you to write few risks and write contingency strategies. So the risk is student injuries. All trainers must have first aid training as per campus policy, and trainer and assessor job description. That's a contingency. There's another risk, e-learning tools and material. Trainers to test and ensure prior to commencement, access, availability, and content. So think about few risks. based on categories which we discuss and come up with few contingencies. But there is another thing. Try to write at least 4 to 5 risks. If you are writing only one risk, we would say now you need to update it. So try to write at least 4 to 5 risks there. Let's talk about contextualization, which is Appendix E. Just give me a sec. Okay, Appendix E is asking you to contextualize your unit of competency. Again, you need to select one unit of competency, which you have already selected for Appendix E, unpacking a unit of competency. What it is, it's a template having 3 columns. In the first column, you need to select one performance criterion from your unit of competency, and you need to contextualize it. Here is an example. That's a 1.1 performance criterion. Access, interpret, apply, and monitor customer service standard. That's the original performance criterion. But the organization which I'm going to train, they are not calling customers as customers. They are calling customers as guests. So we are writing guest in bracket. It's called contextualization. And we are writing that explanation here. My client, Hotel Clive, use the term guest for their customers and clients, thereby using the terminology used within the workplace makes it relevant for PC 1.1. That's contextualization. But do not write only one example. At least minimum there must be 2 to 3 examples of contextualizations. So select maybe 1.1 and 2.3, contextualize it, write the logic behind that contextualization, and that's it. For this middle one, for the second column, which is saying advice on contextualization produced by training package developer or course developer, go to this link, Learning Open Colleges, copy and paste. Go to this link, you would find an example of contextualization. Copy and paste whatever we have it there. And what we have there is the information about the rules related to contextualization, which are saying you cannot change the numbers of your elements, you cannot remove anything from performance criteria, but you can add some stuff in it. But with a range statement, you can do whatever you want to do. You can add, you can remove, you can update. So copy and paste those rules. You can find those rules from training.gov.au, but the easy way to find those is go to this link, see the contextualization example, copy and paste the middle portion. Again, the key thing is write at least 2 to 3 examples of contextualization. Okay. Okay. Appendix F, resource evaluation. The main thing. Okay, let's talk about the first thing first. Students need to get a free sample of a workbook or an existing workplace manual and review if it could be used in the implementation of learning program. So what you need to do, if you are working for RTO, that's fine. You can get the resource from them. But if you are not working for any RTO, I would suggest Google it. I would select go to slideshare.net, type in the code of your unit of competency, you would find heaps of stuff. And most of stuff is Creative Commons, which means you can use it. Get that resource evaluated based on evaluation criteria given in this appendix. But important part is, after reading the evaluation criteria and marking it yes and no, don't forget to write comments. If you are not writing comments, we are not considering it up to standards. You need to write comments for majority of evaluation criteria. If you are writing comments for 2 or 3, it's not up to standard. We will definitely ask you to update it. So write comments for majority of the boxes. Second thing, name of resource. Name of resource is, I'll give you the examples of name of resources: learning material, slideshow, activity, case study, uh, role play, data sheet. These are names of resources. Do not put the source of that resource. Source of or location of the location or source of material would go here. IPSA, small print, or SlideShare, or Google, whatever that address is. But here, write video, activity, uh, case study, slideshow. So resource evaluation, write comments for majority of evaluation criteria, write the name of resource, write the location or source of material. Again, stakeholders are related to Appendix G as well, which is feedback form. And what we are saying, again, your client, the employees of your clients are not the only stakeholders. You, yourself, uh, your compliance manager, your RTO manager, they are your stakeholders as well. Second thing, sometimes students complete this as if the training program has been implemented and finished, and it is the feedback on how it went. This is okay, but this is not the concept. The concept is ideally you are seeking feedback on your learning program draft. So you've prepared a learning program. Yeah, now you are sending it to your feedback. Now you are sending it to your stakeholders for feedback, and they are giving you feedback, and you are updating that feedback. That's the concept behind this appendix, this feedback form. So the feedback should be on the structure of the program and the ideas, and on the improvement prior to implementation. And don't include to, as I mentioned earlier, forget to include various stakeholders. Task 7, important one. Very easy, but usually students miss it because there is no appendix in our assessment related to task 7. Task 7 is subject matter content. What subject matter content is? It's a learning resource that students are required to develop that could be used by a trainer if their learning program was implemented. A learning resource could be a PowerPoint, a handout, or an activity. This has to relate to one element, at least one element within a unit of competency. Any element, element 1, 2, or 3, but there must be one complete element. You should use the performance criteria within the element as a springboard to create your subject matter content. For example, if I am going to create a PowerPoint, I would create 2 slides for performance criteria 1.1. I would create 2 to 3 slides for performance criteria 1.2. I would create 3 slides for performance criteria 1.3, and probably I would create 1 slide for last performance criteria. So it's a sample learning material. Yeah. You can use PowerPoint. If you are not good in using PowerPoint, you can use a handout. But the main thing is, the key is you need to cover at least one complete element. Yes, you can select an element which has only few performance criteria, maybe 2 or 3, but there must be one complete element in your subject matter content. Then there's another task which students usually forget to add in their assessment, and it's reflective report. Task 8. First of all, it's a written report of about 750 words. So keep this thing in your mind while writing your report. This is a reflective piece based on your experience, how you've completed your learning program. Students should highlight the steps you took to develop the subject matter content as well as your learning program. So we are asking you, you're preparing a learning program, you're preparing a subject matter content. What's your experience? What step you took to prepare it? Write it in your own words. And then the question is specifically asking you about 2 things. 1, principles of adult learning. 2nd, dimensions of competency. The question is specifically asking you about these two things. Let's talk about these. So sometimes what happens, students are doing this thing, they are completing this part, but they are skipping principles of adult learnings and they are skipping dimensions of competency. Now, let's cover these two. Principles of adult learning. First of all, if you want to know about adult learning principles, go to page number 57 of student workbook 30060. You would get this detail. There are different adult learning principles, but we've selected these 6 or 7 for you. So let's talk about few. Adults are internally motivated and self-directing. So that's an adult learning principle. What's the implication of this adult learning principle? Here is the answer. Encourage learners to set their own goals and discuss with you. So how would you use this adult learning principle? You would ask them to talk about their goals. You would ask them, okay, let's discuss why you are studying this course, what you want to achieve after doing this course. Okay? Adults have a need to know why they are learning something. So what's the implication of this principle? Encourage learners to relate theory to practical experience. It means if you are talking about some topic, there must be an activity, there must be a video, there must be a role play, there must be something related to that topic or subject, which would give them a chance to practice that theory, practice that topic. Okay. So how would you do it? That's what you need to write. Adults need to be respected, encourage learners to voice their own opinion, and have a role in directing their own learning. That's the implication of this adult learning principle. So for your reflective piece, write how would you incorporate these principles of adult learning in your learning program or in your subject matter content. So if in your subject matter content, if you have performance criteria 1.1, if you put an activity after that, it means you are covering this learning principle. Adults have a need to know why they are learning something because you are giving them a chance to practice that thing after teaching them. Now, second thing, which this task is asking, dimensions of competency. Again, if you want to know more about dimensions of competency, go to page number 51 of student workbook 30061A. What this is, we are saying each competency has 4 dimensions called task skills, called task management skills, contingency management skills, and job role environment skills. You can find this example in a page number 51 of student workbook, but I'll give you another example, the simple one. Make a presentation. Make a presentation is a unit of competency, is one competency, is a one workplace task. So if I would say, what is the first dimension of make a presentation? Task skill is the first dimension. So what is the dimension for make a presentation? You need to know how to prepare a presentation. You need to know how to deliver a presentation. And you need to know how to evaluate a presentation. That's the first dimension. Second dimension, task management skill. You know how to prepare, deliver, and evaluate. But if we are asking you to deliver in 30 minutes, and if we are asking you to deliver next Wednesday, and if you are delivering it by next Wednesday and in 30 minutes, you are covering second dimension as well. But if you are not covering it, if you are not delivering it in 30 minutes, let's say you finish your presentation in 15 minutes, you are not delivering up to standard. So if you are not delivering your tasks up to standard, you are missing the second dimension, which is task management skills. Third one is contingency management skills. You know how to prepare, deliver, and evaluate. Today is Wednesday, you are here to deliver for 30 minutes presentation. But what if projector is not working? What would you do? Would you go home or you would do something? It's about backup plan. You need to know how to fix the problem which you are facing while doing that task. Third dimension. Now the last dimension, which is job role and environment skill, is knowing about working with others. So you are delivering a presentation. You fixed your problem. You've delivered your presentation. Now you are going home. What do you think? What we need to do before going home? We need to pack up. We need to put all equipment wherever those were. You need to switch off the lights. You need to switch off the air con. You need to, maybe you need to clean the room. So if you are not doing this thing, you are not covering 4 dimension. So dimensions of competencies are 4. Go to page number 51. You will find about more detail about that. So for your reflective piece, task 8, write one example for each of dimension of competencies. This is the summary of assessment, both assessment, 30060 and 30061. You need to add RTO policies and procedures, and you do not need to prepare, just attach the copies. Link any research you might have done into the client, the industry or training package. Complete appendixes A to G. Create a subject matter content. Use PowerPoint or any other software, or use a handout, or prepare a handout or an activity. Write a written report of 750 words. Do not write a report of 500 words. Write a report of 750 words, 750 words. And that's it. We are in a question and answer session now. Who has the question? Who wanna ask the first question? Is it clear? I mean, have you guys got the idea? Was this information helpful? Tell me something. Write in a box. Maria. Okay, let me unmute you. Yes, Maria. How are you?
Hi, yeah, good, thank you. Yeah, finally I got into a session today, and yes, it's very informative. I mean, now I am clear of what to do.
Yes.
With my assessment. Yes, so far it's clear. Just for you to repeat on what you have said in one of the slides regarding the unit of competency. If you can just repeat on that slide.
Unpacking a unit of competency, or the
Yeah,
contextualization one?
Which one is the first one?
Unpacking a unit of competency.
You was just talking about trying to summarize the whole process of that competency, like from a workplace task to a unit of competency.
Okay.
And,
you are talking about the
combination of
this one.
Which one is that?
You are talking about
yes,
this
that's the one.
Okay. So what it is, I was trying to tell you, we have 3 different documents in this vet sector. If we go to training.gov.au, we would find training packages, we would find qualifications, we would find unit of competencies. Training package is the mother of all documents. We have everything, qualification and unit of competencies in a training package.
In the training package.
Yes. Okay. And in training package, we have qualifications and unit of competencies. Now, what qualifications are? Qualifications are combination of few unit of competencies related to one particular AQF level. Let's talk about certificate 1. So there are few 7, 6, 10, 12 unit of competencies related to certificate 1. So that's cert 1. So that's combination of 10 units is called qualification related to a particular AQF level. What unit of competency is? It's one particular workplace task. Create a document using Microsoft Word or spreadsheet, or using Microsoft Excel, or create a PowerPoint file. It's one unit of competency.
Okay.
We are basically teaching unit of competencies. But if we are teaching 7 or 8 unit of competencies, which are linked together, we are awarding a qualification. But in either case, we are teaching unit of competencies. I hope I answered your question. Do you have any other question?
That's all good. That's all good. So the 10 units to certificate 1, and from the 10 units you have workplace tasks.
Yes,
all like goes.
Yes,
And the number of workplace tasks gives you that,
you would teach. Yes, all those
yeah,
workplace tasks are called unit of competency.
unit of competencies. Okay.
Yep. Great. Thank you, Maria. Let's go to Linda.
Okay.
Linda, where do I find selection of training packages and when do I have to choose that? Okay. Linda, you need to go to training.gov.au. That's a website. We have all training packages there. For your assessment 300601, you need to go to training.gov.au and you need to find one training package. Let me unmute you, Linda, so I can see. Hey, Linda, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So,
Okay, so I just go there and then I choose one, and do I have to stick to this like for the entire process of the studies, or is this only
yes,
for this?
yes.
Yes.
Not,
Okay.
not. You have to stick to it for one assessment, not for complete course.
Okay.
But you
So
can do all your, you can complete all your other assessment based on that training package as well. That's an
okay,
option.
so
Yep.
if I'm interested in disability care, do I go like, is there something like disability care, or would there be health care?
It would be in a health training package. You need to find it. It's like a Google search. You need to use different keywords to find um, your
Yeah.
desired one. So try to find community services. There must be
Yeah.
something in community services, and try to find a health training package. So there are two training packages related to this one. Health training package or community services.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Great. Is there any question?
Yep.
Any other? No?
No, all good for the
That's
moment.
great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Linda. Let's talk to Gary. Hey, Mohammed. Great presentation. I have just started my reading, and the support person suggested I undertake the quiz for the each subject first before I undertake the assessment. Is this an appropriate process? Yes, Gary. That's the right process. 100%. Read the books, attempt the quizzes, get the distinction, high distinction from your quizzes, and move to assessment. That's great. Let's talk to Catherine. Hey, Catherine, how are you?
Hi, it's all good.
Yep.
Now I've been doing this for now a few weeks. I've got leave from work.
Yep. Yep.
So that's just my situation. I've got a lot of time, but I've been really struggling with Appendix C in that even though I understand it,
Yep.
I was able to download, get my unit of competency and all the rest of it,
Okay.
understand code and title, all that.
Okay.
But with C, when you get to the performance criteria,
Yep.
that's it, isn't it? Yeah, no, I'm going to tell you the wrong thing. Yeah, the performance criteria,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really quite sure whether I should just cut and paste everything that is there
Yes.
underneath, or whether I should actually contextualize it across and ask the questions as well.
No, don't do this. Copy and paste.
I'll tell
Cut
you
and
why.
yes.
I'll tell you why, because I spoke to somebody on the phone. I've been speaking to the same person all along. And first of all, I did cut and paste all those things out. There's 7 sections of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, great, that's it. And then the person said, no, I'm going to send you a form because one of the coordinators in there, did a template and put it on the web page, on your website, so that we could look it up and see. And it set out questions, and then it set out point forms underneath to say these are the things to consider.
Okay.
And it was sort of contextualising it there under seat, and so I was very confused. So then I spent all this time.
Okay. Okay. I'll tell you. Okay. I'll help you out. I'll tell you what to do. So I'm in a study period 1. You can you see this screen? Open Colleges, Open Space.
Yeah, 10 drivers out of date. That one.
Yep. Can you see my screen? The Open Colleges one. Can you see my screen?
Is it the one with the blue stripe up the top, or just writing unpacking in it now?
Yes, this one. Yes. So
Okay.
if you go to unpacking a unit, first of all, there's this post from Helen. The following link to the YouTube would help you a lot. Okay, this one. But I
Oh,
wanna,
okay.
but I wanna show you this third one, this post. And if you click on
Okay.
unpacking a unit, a PDF file,
Yeah.
and you open it, you would get this thing. So that's an example. Now, what Michelle is saying, let's talk about performance criteria directly.
Yeah.
Cut and paste performance criteria directly from training.gov.au, cut and paste.
Yep.
And right
Yep.
here, after performance criteria, write directly underneath this information, explain how this is relevant to your client. And here is an example. This unit of competence is relevant to skills training instructional designer as they need to be able to identify, research, and implement. So contextualize it here in few lines.
Oh, God. Oh, my
Got
God.
it?
I've been doing every single point, thinking, oh, shoot, I'm never going to
No,
get through
no, no, no.
this.
It's just the summary of all performance criteria. Yeah,
That's excellent.
I hope you got it now.
Okay.
That's great.
That's fantastic.
That's great. Is there any other question?
From me,
Yeah,
no, not at the moment.
that's great. Thank you so much, Catherine. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
Let's talk
you.
to Maria again. Yes, Maria.
Yes, I'm here.
Yep. You have another question?
No, I think that's about all. I was just going to ask the same question about that unpacking a unit.
Okay, now answered it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, that's fine now. I got the answer now.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Maria. Linda. Yes, Linda. Do you have another question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, what is an average amount of time for all these tasks? Like, is this like something you're supposed to hand in a week or in a month? Or?
You can. I've got a student who worked Saturday and Sunday on these
Yeah, full
assessments.
on and then.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she can submit. She actually submitted assessment one after working Saturday and Sunday, and she submitted
Yeah.
second assessment after working next Saturday and Sunday. So it depends how much you work. But if you work
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, you can submit. And the thing is, once you submit first one and you get a feedback, second one is easy because it's just replacing all the information with another unit of competency. The procedure, the
Okay.
structure, everything is same, but you need to select another qualification, and that's it. So second one would
Yeah.
be easy. So if some first one you are taking 2 days, for the second one you would take only 1 day.
And if I send it to you, does it all go together, or do I also go step by step?
What do you
Like,
mean?
do I wait till I'm done with everything and send it then in one whole package to you,
Yes,
or do I
yes,
send?
yes. Completed, send it complete. If you are
Yeah.
sending us few tasks, we would mark it incomplete. Don't do this thing.
Yeah.
Complete
Yeah.
everything, done, complete all tasks, and then send us.
Okay. No worries. Thank
That's
you.
great. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, guys, I hope there is, you do not have any other question. That's great. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for joining me today. And I would definitely uh, upload this session on a YouTube. So if you want to watch it, maybe at a later stage, if you have, if you got any other question which I've already discussed. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Bye.